In this video, we will be replacing the spark plugs and spark plug wires in this 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan. Taking a look inside the engine bay, we want to locate the spark plugs and the spark plug wire locations. On this engine, 3 of the spark plugs and wires are located on the front of the engine, and 3 of the spark plugs and wires are located at the rear of the engine. Taking a little bit closer look at the front of the engine, we can see our 3 spark plug wires going into the engine. We can follow those and see where they are also going into the ignition coil pack. Unfortunately, it is visually difficult to see the plugs and wires at the rear of the engine because of the nature of the vehicle. I was able to get a camera in back there, and we do see our 3 spark plug wires connecting up with our spark plugs and running to our ignition coil pack. This particular vehicle does have a cylinder 6 misfire engine code. According to the schematic, our cylinder 6 is located in the front right corner as we look at the engine. Because that error code is present, I will begin with cylinder 6. Taking a look at cylinder 6 first, we're going to work off the spark plug wire boot. After removing that boot, we can see the exposed spark plug. Now we will be using a 5/8 inch spark plug socket, which has that rubber boot inside of the socket to help hold the spark plug. Now before I remove the spark plug, I will spray some compressed air around that spark plug location to make sure there is no debris that will fall into the cylinder. I also like to coat the spark plug location with Amsoil metal protector just to help in the removal process. I'm also going to remove that number 6 spark plug wire. I like to compare my new spark plug to my old spark plug just to make sure that they are the same and correct part. The spark plug gap needs to be between 0.048 and 0.053 inches. So we will be using a spark plug gapping tool to double check that our gap is set correctly. To install the new spark plug, I'm going to use some 5/16 inch oil cooler line. And I'm going to install that onto the end of the spark plug and use this to help me prevent any type of cross-threading of the spark plug. I'm also going to be applying just a little bit of anti-seize compound to the threads of the new spark plug. And once we have started that spark plug with the rubber hose, we can continue it with our socket. Now I do not have the ratchet installed at this point. I am still putting that spark plug in by hand just to double check I don't cross thread anything. And lastly, we need to torque the spark plug to 13 foot-pounds. Because this is an aluminum cylinder, we want to make sure the correct torque is on each of the plugs. So I'm going to compare my old spark plug wire to my new spark plug wires. I want to find the one that is closest lengthwise to install on my cylinder number 6 spark plug and ignition coil pack. And once I've found the correct size of spark plug wire, I'm going to install a little bit of dielectric grease into the boots. We can work that around a little bit. And with a little twisting motion, we can work that new spark plug wire on. And we can then work it onto that coil pack. This process is the same for the remaining 5 spark plugs. The 3 in the back are a little bit more difficult to get to because you cannot actually see what is going on in the back. You have to do much of that by feel. This process needs to be done 1 spark plug and 1 spark plug wire at a time, so you don't accidentally confuse the location of any of the components. And just to reiterate one more time, the 3 spark plugs in the back are pretty difficult to get to because you can't see what you're doing. I did not remove any panels or anything and was able to do this by feel, but you want to be very, very careful that you are not cross-threading the spark plugs as you install the new ones. After that, we can start the engine and listen to make sure that everything sounds correct. And take it for a test drive.